Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Talkn Tennis, the only tennis podcast you need to get your tennis fix as we enter the thick of the clay swing. We preview the Madrid Masters in Spain. We've got 3 tournaments that wrapped up last week. Plus, we go through some fan mail that Adrian received throughout the week. I'm not here to cover it alone. I'm joined, as always, by my 2 partners in crime. Firstly, the man to my virtual right, who's quit his second and third jobs he picked up over the school holidays after his fantasy team shot up to number 5 on the Talkn Tennis Fantasy League. It's Chrissy P. How are you, Chris?
Adam, I don't know how many jobs you think I've had and how many jobs you think I've quit from since we've started this podcast, but I'd say it's a few. The number's getting a bit ridiculous now, but look, I am quite proud of that top 5 placing in the Talkn Tennis League in the ATP Fantasy, but I'm just getting started. There's just more goodness to come. So for those in the Talkn Tennis League, just keep your eyes out. Chris at Talkn Tennis, he's going to be top 3 soon enough. If it's not after Madrid, it's going to be pretty soon. I haven't made my run yet, but just keep your eyes out. I've got good things brewing, guys.
You're aiming to be on top just before we get to Roland Garros.
Oh, absolutely. I'm saving my sprint late. So Roland Garros is where I do my best work.
You're doing very well, Chris. You're doing better than me and our other co-host to my virtual left. He's on the second longest losing streak in tennis behind only Venus Williams. It's Varjos. How are you, Adrian?
I'm doing well, thanks. It's not an accolade I'm proud to have, but true nonetheless. But just means the only way is up, boys, and I'm here for a good time.
Time, not a long time. I hear you get some fan mail this week as well, Adrian.
Some interesting fan mail, some direct contact between our 2 key players, shall I say, which should be interesting. So I look forward to delving into that later on in the pod.
Stay tuned for that one, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get to our fan mail segment later in the podcast. As Chris alluded to, we're at the Madrid Masters. We're on day 2 of the Madrid Masters, but before we start there, I wanted to talk about a couple of tournaments that wrapped up last week. There were 2 men's ATP 500s and then a women's WTA 500. Starting in Barcelona last week, Arthur Fils was your winner of the Barcelona ATP 500 tournament, defeating Andre Rublev 3-6, 6-2, 6-2 in the final. Fils also got a big scalp over Musetti in the quarterfinals. He was challenged in the semis against the young Spaniard Yoda, dropping the first set 6-3 before going on to win the last 2 sets. He's had a monster year so far, semi-final in Miami, quarterfinal in Indian Wells, and then a final in Doha as well, where he lost to Alcaraz. And it was a nice rebound for Rublev as well after a disappointing Monte Carlo tournament. Didn't get a big scalp throughout the whole tournament. He beat his last win was the against the 88th ranked Serbian Hamed Medjevic in 3 sets. But good return for him nonetheless after a disappointing Monte Carlo. Adrian, I know Fils has been your man of 2026. He was one of your big buys. Safe to say, I think you were happy with his performance last week.
Definitely happy. What a game! These blokes were smacking the ball. I'm sure you guys caught it. There was just it was played like it was on a hard court surface more than a clay surface. They were just slapping it around. It was fantastic to watch. And Fils just has some power, doesn't he? He's just unbelievable when he can run around and get on that forehand. But I got to say, he had some really impressive backhand winners too, which was awesome. I looked up a stat here, 31 winners to 10.
Yikes.
Yep.
Yeah, big gap, like really dictating play, hitting big serves. And you mentioned about his run this year. I'd like to know what you guys think. Is the coach Goran Ivanisevic? Does he have something to say, or is he a reason partly for that? I think this tournament was a bit of a good example of what Ivanisevic brought to the table in terms of how he played. Strong serve, and then with Fiza's power, can just end points so quick. 68% of first serve points won. Super aggressive on that forehand. Yeah, Rublev just had no answer. He got off to that quick start, and then Fiza just dominated. Yeah, no, really good. Really pleased for him. Not just for my pick early on, but I just like he's a good player to watch.
He is,
It's
absolutely.
good to see the power hitters on clay, like you said, with a team or Fonseca or Shelton. For Goran Ivanisevic, I can never say his name properly. Is he making a big impact for young Arthur?
Look, it's a bit early to tell to really know like what contribution he's bringing to Arthur Fiza's game, but I mean Arthur Fiza, we just know. I mean, he's renowned as having all that power, big forehand, very aggressive on serves as well. So, I mean, his game hasn't really changed too much. I mean, since Goran has entered the scene, but it'd just be interesting to see probably over the next couple months, particularly this clay swing as well, how I guess Fiza's game develops and if it matures anyway as well. I guess how it goes from tournament to tournament. But like you said, Adrian, his game, Fiza, is really aggressive. It's really good viewing to watch and just gets on the front foot so early. And those winners, 31 winners in that final, it's just a testament to his aggressiveness and just being assertive and not giving Rublev a chance to really dictate the points. He is the dictator.
And he's no slouch himself. Is it this tournament that he's won in the past?
I believe so.
Or was it?
Yeah, we were mentioning it last week.
Yeah,
Rublev, he's decent on clay. He's always gone deep in the clay swing at thousands. So I know he's gotten a bit off the radar as well, Rublev, lately. But, Fiz, we just hope he stays healthy because his game, it really depends on his fitness and his body holding up. So good on him. And yes, I have him in my team too. And let's hope he has another solid performance in Madrid.
I want to preempt the Madrid discussion, but 21st seed in this tournament, is he a smoky to go deep?
I think. Well, if Alcaraz is, if someone takes out Sinner, then it's anyone's game with no Alcaraz. So why not? Why not Fiz with the way he's playing? Continue that run of form, mate. I'm all for it.
He's in Shelton's quarter.
Yeah, he is. He's got to run into Shelton pretty soon.
That's going to be a hell of a matchup when they meet, if they meet.
Yeah, and odds are they will. I mean, they're two of the hottest players right now, with the exception of Sinner. Obviously, Alcaraz not being there as well, but they will be on people's radar as well, and yeah, they're in both hot form.
So they'll meet in the 16 if they keep winning. Is that right? I think
it looks that way.
Yes, he's got to get through Vachereau first, so it's that section's a hell of a section. You got, I think, Musetti you got there as well, and then you've got Vachereau in the 14th seed, so who's in some pretty hot form himself. So that is a hell of a quarter to keep an eye on.
Interesting.
We want to talk about Madrid. We'll try and hold off as far as we can. I know I keep talking about it. Munich, ATP 500 last week. It was the story of a couple of young studs in Germany, with Ben Shelton winning the 2026 Munich ATP, defeating Flavio Cobolli 6-2, 7-5, marking Shelton's 5th career title and his 2nd of the 2026 season after his Dallas title win earlier in February. Shelton moved up one spot to the number 5 ranking in the world and is the 4th seed, as I said, for this tournament. Again, it was a nice bounce back for Cobolli after a disappointing Masters run, and a big win over Zverev as well in this tournament, winning that semi-final matchup 6-3, 6-3. Chrissy P, I'm going to come to you. Is your opinion on Ben Shelton maybe turn the corner a little bit in 2026? Maybe you're a bit bit
Yeah,
skeptical on him. He's 23, two tournament wins. He's won on clay.
yeah,
Him and
absolutely.
Fees have no right winning on clay, but they're doing the job.
Yeah, I know. I've been skeptical, not really skeptical, but my biasness in a not so good way towards Ben Shelton is not because of his game or anything like that. It's just how I just don't like the way he says "come on" and like the way he screams. It just annoys me. It pisses me off. But for his game and the way he's been playing, look, we've all been watching it. It's been great. But for Clay, him being a lefty, he's got that whip as well. He's got the power. We know that. But even if he can use his top spin and use that whip to push his opponent off the court and really open up the court for himself, that can be a huge strategy for him. We know his serve, big serve, bigger second serve as well, very heavy on the spin. So I think that's going to suit him on the clay. I mean, Americans aren't really renowned on being or having much of an impact on clay, but could he be the first American in a very long time that asserts himself as an American clay court player? I think he's probably their best hope in many decades. I couldn't even tell you the last time an American has, made some inroads on the red dirt.
Summation. Adrian, do you have any thoughts on Ben Shelton? Is he someone that you might have to start keeping an eye on, maybe sneak him into your fantasy team, potentially?
It's definitely, yeah, come to my attention, and it's definitely worth the consideration now. It's not. I don't know if you had asked me this time last year about would I have considered, and this ATP Fantasy thing was around. If you'd asked me, would you put him in your team for the clay swing? Probably would have been a no. But like you said, he's performing. He seems fit and ready to go on all surfaces. So why not? He's just won that. Kaboli had a good run too. So, he was up against a player. Kaboli took out Zverev on his way. So, yeah, I think, I had a look here. Kaboli hit 32 winners in his semi-final win against Zverev as well. So, Kaboli was coming in hot.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Shelton, did well. Why not include him?
Probably a bit more of the clay specialist as well, similar to Rublev as well, but it was more the power hitter who did the job at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Shelton seems to have shrugged off that injury that was worrying him a few weeks back. I can't remember if it was a knee injury, Chris, or something like that, but it seemed like he was in the wars with injury for a little bit.
Yeah, he wasn't quite playing like himself. Something was definitely bothering him. That honestly feels like a lifetime ago. But yeah, when you mentioned it, yeah, I don't know what exactly it was, but there was like a 2 week period that was playing like absolute shit, and he was just losing matches that he shouldn't have lost. And I don't even know what it was, but all of a sudden it's like different player. Yeah, it's like it's gone.
He was the top seed in Houston, and he fell early in that tournament. I think there was another tournament either before or after that where he fell pretty early as well. He was out first round in Miami, so yeah, he was definitely not at 100%. And he fell early in Indian Wells as well. So it's good to see him back at it, and another young player in that top five, knocking on the door on that top two, top three. The door is a long way away, but they're knocking nonetheless. Chris, more good news for you as well. Last week, we're going to stay in Germany. It was a star-studded field over in Stuttgart with top seed Elena Rybakina defeating Karolina Muchova 7-5, 6-1 in the final. Rybakina's second title in Stuttgart, having previously won this tournament in 2024. Rybakina had a big win over Mira and Draper as well in the semi-final to get there, while Muchova beat Elena Svitolina in 3 sets. Other players to know, Adrian, your girl, Iga Swiatek, got to the quarters before falling to Andreeva, while Goff lost to Muchova in the quarterfinals as well. So it was a star-studded field, and Chris, I am sure you are happy to see your girl, Elena Rybakina. on the winners list in 2026. I saw another interesting stat as well before you jump all over Rybakina. Don't quote me on the exact number, but I think the last 7 or 8 WTA tournaments have been won by the top seed, which I just found interesting. Between 250s
totally
and 500s, just the top, whoever was the top seed in that tournament. There were a few 250s in there, but it was a 40 or 50th ranked player was the top seed. The top seed has won the tournament, and that streak has continued. Probably going back to the Masters, maybe.
Just quickly before Chris jumps in, just totally goes against what we've been saying lately.
That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, very interesting.
There's been 6, 7 or 8 tournaments in a row where the top seed's done the job.
Well,
yeah. I mean, stats and data can paint a certain picture, but there's context to it. When your 1 and 2 seeds are Sabalenka and Rybakina, and they're probably playing, 90% of those tournaments, and they're the winners, then obviously,
wasn't them.
That's what the data's going to tell you. But even if it's their 250s as well, I mean, Sabalenka, Rybakina, they're not wasting their time with those tournaments. But look, it's an interesting stat. But I would like to know how many of those tournaments. How many times Rybakina and Sabalenka were the number 1 seed from those 8 tournaments? That's what I'd like to know. That's the part you're missing out on. But to answer your question before, am I happy? Of course I'm happy for Rybakina that she gets to take home another Porsche. And this time she actually gets to drive it now because she has her license. I'm still waiting for her to pick me up, though, down under, and take me for a spin and in her new wheels. But absolutely thrilled to see her win on the clay as well. She's, her trophy cabinet's just getting a bit bigger.
So just for the records, it was Kostiak won a 250 in France, Rybakina won Stuttgart 500. The week before, on Draper won in Austria. The week before that, a girl named Buzakova won in Colombia. And in that same week, Pegula won in America as well. All of them were top seeds. And then you go even before that into March, it was Sabalenka in Miami, Sabalenka at Indian Wells. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tournaments in a row. 3 of those being a Rybakina, Sabalenka.
Look, I mean, it's going to come to a point where 250 and Venus Williams will be the number 1 seed, so it won't really matter.
Not the way she's playing at the moment. I reckon Adrian could break his losing streak against Venus Williams right now. She is. I've come around to your side of thinking, Chris. I know you were critical on her at the start of the year, saying, "What are you doing?" But I tend to agree. You're just wasting wildcard spaces at this point, taking an opportunity for somebody else because you are just sputting it up.
Yep. And have the audacity to say, I didn't get a wild card into the Italian tournament. They're giving them to all the Italian players. Fuck off. You're shit. You're terrible. You don't get a wild card just for credit alone.
Adrian's quarter heritage deserves more of a wild card.
100%. Where did she say? Where did she make that claim or that call? Was it on Adam's favorite X or?
It was. I saw it referenced and quoted on X, so it's got to be true.
Apparently, it's not true. I'm not even kidding. Apparently, she had another event and she actually couldn't play Rome anyway. But Rome always gives their wild cards to Italians only, so she obviously gave a wild
Americans
card. Our response back to her is,
go on.
I was going to say my response back to her is, well, get your rankings high enough so you don't need a wild card. I mean, what do you want? What do you want for nothing?
It's a simple solution.
At least with Wawrinka and Cilic, they're like, Wawrinka's kind of on the edge at that 100 mark, but he's not far away. Cilic is getting direct entry still. They're sitting on the cusp. Her rankings, she hasn't won in
but Cilic
matches in a
and
row,
Wawrinka are winning. That's the thing, though. Like they are
they're getting
first, second round wins. And she's not. She's getting bundled out first round. She's creating dreams for her opponents that are half her age, and getting their breakthrough win, beating a crusty old Venus Williams.
Rusty.
Yeah, she got paired up against a qualifier, I think, in the first round, and I don't know what her rank was, but yeah, she still lost.
Embarrassing. Just
Or the Venus Williams fans out there that are listening.
There comes a point in time where experience still isn't even enough to get you over the line, and she's hit that point, unfortunately.
look at Kai Nishikori. I mean, he's playing challenges to people half his age, and he's battling. So Nishikori is experienced as it gets, and he's still fighting his way against teenagers or young adults.
I thought he'd retired.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
sure. We won't go there.
And I've got some bad news for the Demonor fans out there, because guess who Venus Williams is paired up with in the doubles?
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh,
I mean, a short-lived reign. It's a short-lived reign, everybody. Paired up with Katie Bolter, of all people. Don't know how that partnership happened. True story. Chris, we went on a massive tangent there, as we tend to do. Elena Rybakina, how you
I
feeling?
answered it. I answered
Feeling very
it.
happy?
I am.
did you?
I said, yep, I'm happy. I'm happy she got her Porsche. She gets to drive it this time because she has her license. I do want to say, though, I did see on X, credit to all the X people that post these videos, just so I got something to talk about on the podcast, that when Rybakina won the first set, like her whole box, like they're up there clapping. The one man who wasn't clapping, who was shaking, he was literally shaking his head in disgust. Vukov. I just laughed. I'm like, he must be putting her to work. He just must be a real asshole. he's just disgusted. She just won the first set. Not good enough.
Remain serious. This is why she's emotionless. This is why she's the Ice Queen.
She's got patience so much.
well, maybe you need someone like that in order to get far. Look at Tony Nadal. He came out, was talking about Fonseca. Did you see that? His comments about Fonseca?
No, do tell, Adrian.
He said, that he had watched Fonseca play, and he's like, I don't know what everyone's talking about. When I watch him, I don't see, a future champion, like an Alcaraz or something like that. Just a hard hitting straight shooter. Fonseca's just, what is he, 19, 20?
19. Yeah.
Just copping sprays from Tony Nadal. Poor bloke's just trying to go about his business and,
Popping a drive-by.
Oh,
This is the
well, I
thing,
mean,
like-
that kind of attitude obviously did well for Nadal, and maybe that's what Rybakina needs. Just a zero fucks, just a no holds barred approach to tennis, and if you're not winning, then it's not fucking good enough.
Yeah,
Ruthless.
she needs Uncle Tony to be coaching her. All right, we'll move on to Madrid then. We'll start on the women's side. The draw is headlined by world number 1 and reigning champion Aryna Sabalenka, who defeated Coco Gauff in the 2025 final to claim her third title in the Spanish capital. Looking at the draw, for the most part, all the big names are playing. Amanda Anisimova, unfortunately, withdrew from the tournament, I think yesterday or the day before, with a wrist injury. Otherwise, the tournament is pretty stacked from the women's side. Adrian, I might throw to you first to get your thoughts on the women's game. I know you were talking about Iga Swiatek last week and potentially the clay being her turnaround. You still feeling the same, or do you think it's going to be another Sabalenka domination in the Masters tournament?
I'd like to think it isn't. In terms of the Iga Swiatek call, look, she did well. Did she lose to Andreeva in the semi or quarter? Was it?
Quarter
So that's an improvement. She's slow and steady, and probably I like to think maybe building upon that. She's no slouch on clay, so I think she will do. My call is that just trying to look at her draw at the moment. I can see her here and who she might come up against. That Austrian, just looking at the draw, sorry to get sidetracked here. Jay Grabher.
Oh, wait.
Have you seen? How do you pronounce it? It's spelt grab her. Now, I always laugh when I see that. There was a match where she played against someone else with another surname that was quite funny, and it was like grab her something, whatever it was. Bodily part.
Grab hair.
Grab hair.
So
yeah. Oh, well, so it looks like Swiatek could potentially meet Andreeva again if they keep on winning, and they'll meet in the quarters if they win and progress. So that will be interesting. But there's a few other players in there.
For that one.
Jovic, Svitolina as well. I like the way she goes about it. Pegula. I know she's in the lower bracket. There's some good players. Look, I'd like to think someone else aside from that run of top seeds wins it. I would like to see a bit of a change in that. Whether that happens or not, who knows? But yeah, I'd rather it happen in Roland Garros, a non-Sabalenka win, than the Madrid Open. Put it that
Every
way.
chance of happening in a Grand Slam on the women's side. I'll get your final tip in a moment, Age. I'll go to Chris. Sometimes the power hitters, their game might be taken away, or a bit more even on the clay courts. Can you see one of the lesser likes in the rest of the top 10 doing any damage, or do you think it'll be in a Rybakina Sabalenka Masters final? The third in a row it would be if it were to happen.
Well, a name that Adrian has floated in previous weeks in Iga Swiatek, is this a time where she starts to, bring herself back into the fold by, making a deep run? We know that through its publicity, her work with Nadal recently. So she has the Ukrainian in her first round. Then, assuming she wins that, she'll play the winner out of two Americans. So I think we can't discount her. Not on clay.
Yeah. She a tip for the tournament then?
Jeez. I couldn't tell you. I really be guessing. If there's anything I don't know, it's women and it's on clay. It's... I don't know.
Join the club. All right. I'm going Jessica Pegula. She won on clay a few weeks ago in the US. I'm gonna go someone a little bit different for this tournament. She's in hot form. From memory, she's only lost to Rybakina, Sabalenka, and one other player potentially. Her form's been terrific. That's my tip for the tournament. I'm going a bit left field.
Okay. I respect that.
Nice.
Adrian,
I think
final word on the women's
what
side.
Chris said. Anything is just a sheer guess. But I'm going to...
team is a sheer guess.
My bold call will be that if the Andreeva and Swiatek bracket, my prediction is that they're going to meet in the quarters, and whoever wins that is going to win.
Ooh, I like it.
I've got
will be either
two
Andreeva
tips.
or Swiatek.
I've got two names, and my justification is very important. The first one being a bit more serious is Sorana Cirstea from Romania. We all know how much I absolutely adore her. But she's actually in good form. Like this year, it's her farewell year, and she's actually won a lot of matches. Like for her entire career, I think this is the year where she's won the most up until this point. So I don't even know how she goes on clay, to be honest. But I'd be watching out. I'll be watching out for her. She'll have to play Coco in the round of 32. Another one to watch out for is I've never actually seen her play, but I've just seen her just on the old interweb. Is from Turkey, Zeynep Sonmez. Have any of you seen Zeynep Sonmez before?
No, just
Come across.
I know of her with the name. I
Yeah.
can't say I'm familiar with her game. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not either. I'm just saying she'll do really well because she's really hot.
Wow. Fantastic. Another player I need to research after this. Some forensic analysis of. 1 week it's Badoza, another week it's Costier, another week it's the girl who Pagula beat in the final, and now it's Sonmez.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yep.
She won her first round match, Chris, which is exciting.
She beat the
she's
local
got,
local hometown hero, so now she has to play another Spaniard.
One after that.
Yep.
Buxa in the second round. So good luck to Sonmez, fan favourite of the Talkn Tennis podcast.
Go Turkey.
67th. The current ranking. Yes, the Turkish international. 23 years old.
Yep.
Young for you, Chris. 5'7", bit tall for you as well.
What?
And
You can talk.
what's the gap?
Fucking hell.
Prize
That's
money.
the jog.
It's the jog. Adrian, prize money of 385k. Definitely out of Chris's league as well.
Just looking up some Zeynep now.
All right, we're gonna have to do some. Zeynep homework.
Do a
throughout
deep
the
dive into Zeynep.
week. All right. So Chris is gone. The unseeded Sonmez and the 25th seed Kirstia. I've gone Pagula. Age says the winner of the Andreeva Swiatek quarterfinal matchup. Whoever can win that goes on and wins the whole thing. That's
And look, this is just those choices are just not going with either your Sabalenka or
of course, that's what we're going with.
yeah.
Chris picks Rybakina just by default, obviously. It just
You
happens.
have to.
Naturally.
You have to.
All right, we'll touch on the men's side now. As we mentioned, Carlos Alcaraz is withdrawn from the tournament with a wrist injury. He's taking no chances before Roland Garros. Djokovic has also pulled out, having not played since Indian Wells, where he lost to Jack Draper. And speaking of last year's runner-up, Jack Draper has also pulled out of the tournament, while Casper Ruud is back to defend his crown as reigning champion after retiring in his match in Monte Carlo against Auger Aliassime. Jannik Sinner is your top seed and overwhelming favourite for the tournament as he goes for 4 straight Masters 1000 tournaments in 2026. Chris, is this just Sinner's tournament to lose, or can anybody come from the clouds and knock off the seemingly unbeatable Italian?
Well, looking at his draw, I mean, he's going to get to... You'd think he's going to get to the quarters and semis pretty unscathed. But in terms of who can challenge him, I'd like to think Artefis or Shelton would be there.
There's only one man, sorry to cut you off, in his quarter who can beat him. There's only one man who can beat him.
In his quarter?
In his
That
quarter.
would be-
There's one name. There's only
Cam
one
Norrie.
name.
Cam Norrie or Fonseca?
It's definitely not Cam Norrie. Fonseca's the only man who can knock him off. Demonor's not knocking him off. Rublev's your next best chance, but Fonseca just plays out of his skin and plays beyond his years. He's the only man who's going to beat him in that quarter, and he might tip to make that round of 16.
Unless Musetti just turns a massive corner this week and plays some of the best tennis he's played, since this time last year, and he's able to go 100%. His wrist isn't holding him back anymore. I don't know if it's this tournament or the next one, in Italy, but I feel like Musetti is slowly getting better and better since his injury. He's the only person probably at his best, with obviously the exception of Alcaraz, that can probably really challenge Sinner on clay. And I believe this is a tournament that Sinner hasn't won before, so yeah,
Definitely,
you got to
yep.
think Sinner's probably more motivated than ever to win this, seeing as Alcaraz isn't there. But it's Alcaraz, it's Sinner's to lose. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't see
Sinner's got a tough.
Yeah,
I was going to say, Musetti's got a tough quarter to get through. He'd have to get through Shelton to get to that semi-final to play Sinner. But I kind of agree with you. Him at his absolute best, whether he's there yet or not, we don't know. But him and his absolute best on clay, then yeah, he's every chance to beat Sinner. But yeah, that quarter with Shelton as the 4th seed, Musetti as the 6th seed. You got Fees in there, Vachereau, like we said before. It's an absolutely stacked quarter. So whoever's getting out of there, let's hope they're still in one piece. But maybe they'll be battle ready for that semi-final against Sinner.
I think the issue therein lies if someone does manage to take out Sinner, then odds are they're going to lose that next match. If history has anything to say.
My theory proves right. Then yes, after an emphatic win, you don't win your next match. It's just science.
Yeah. Science.
So,
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I think one person's name I want to throw in the ringer, is Felix, FAA. He's no slouch on the clay as well, and Felix is just always a player that just gets not pushed aside, but just goes under the radar. And at the back half of last year, he was playing some insane tennis, like really good tennis, to a point where he was having to face against Alcaraz and Sinner in the final. So I wouldn't shock me to see him go deep this tournament as well.
It's a fair shout. It's got Casper Ruud in his quarter, Cerundolo, Bublik's the 8th seed. I think he could get through him. So semi-friendly quarter. Age, what were you going to say before Chris jumped in with his Auger-Aliassime tip?
I was just looking at the Prismic and Berrettini qualify. The first round. Yeah, the young Croatian taking out Matteo 6-3, 6-4. He's up against Ben Shelton now, so good luck there. But yeah, Berrettini is a funny one. Sometimes he can capture that form that made him great all those, quite a few years ago. And then other games, he's just absolute dog shit. So I didn't watch that game. So who knows? But that's. You would have thought Berrettini would take out a young lad. But another interesting one that I think, Chris, I'm keen to hear what you think. ADM's first match is against your mate, Jodar.
Yeah,
that's going to be a spicy one. As much as I'd love for Demonor to, reclaim some form. I think his first match is going to be very tough. Keen to see what you think.
The two best matches of tonight, Demonor Jodar and Silic Fonseca, are right next to each other in the brackets. Would you believe that quarter is absolutely a mess of just stacked talent? They're both crazy matches you would want in your second round.
Yeah.
But yes, Chris, is Demonor at risk tonight?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely is. But I've got to say, though, Jodar was not impressive at all in last night's match as well. He struggled to hold serve all night. So if he plays anything like that, Demonor's going to beat him convincingly in straight sets. I mean, Jodar could not hold serve with his life depended on it. Neither could Jasper De Jong. It was a game of breakbacks. It was women's tennis.
The breakback mountain.
Absolutely. But Jodar's got a fucking incredible forehand. He hits the ball so cleanly as well. So the only way Jodar's going to beat Demonor is just hit Demonor off the court. Demonor obviously is going to play his game and extend rallies, move the young Spaniard around. But geez, you'd be spewing if you're Demonor. You got bloody Joe Duff, pretty much in your first round match because
And then
he's hot form. He's still hot right now.
not just that, but then you have to take on either a Silic or Fonseca.
Yeah, that
either of them.
Brutal run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even Silic was very, I wouldn't say he's lucky, but fucking Berg's choked. And he had that game. He had that last set wrapped up and, he threw it away. Absolute choke from Bergs. But yeah, that whole 25-32 in the draw, there's some packed tennis there.
Jam-packed. It's jam-packed. You got Rindenek there as well and Rublev, who will... If all thing plays out, it'll be Rublev and Demonor, but that's absolutely no guarantee. I'll tell you who's got the blessed quarter looking through it. Alexander Zverev. He plays a guy who can't even serve overarm these days. Borges potentially in the second round. So
I think he'll beat him. I think Borges can beat him. I don't know why, but after watching Zverev get absolutely creamed against Kaboli, Zverev has not been convincing at the previous tournament in Munich.
He's a top 15 player
I know,
and a proven
I know that.
winner on clay. Like, you're talking about a top 20 dude here.
I know that, but it's just a completely different matchup, and these are the matches that Zverev bottles, where it's matches that he should just win comfortably, and he throws in a shitty performance every now and again, where he's out in the second, third round of a big tournament. So don't be surprised if, and even if he gets through that, he's probably going to have to come through Humbert in the round of 16 by the looks of it, or round of 32.
I was thinking the young Frenchman at Mane.
Yeah.
He's done well. He did well, performed well recently as well.
And he just won tonight. He beat Kekmanovic.
Okay, so I think he might be a little smoky if Zverev's off his game, or even Humbert.
You heard it here first, guys. Zverev is probably going to get bundled out.
Absolute minced meat. He's fucking Gonskis.
Here's my next prediction. You heard it here first. Zverev doesn't drop a set till the semi-finals. That's my... Does not drop a set until the semis.
Jeez.
That's a bold call.
Don't think so at all. I mean, play Fonseca or Humbert. 27th Fonseca or 30 Humbert. Like, I know who I'd rather play.
He's going to play Kaboli in the round in the quarters.
It's going to be the toughest match, Kaboli. But
and he's going to win that straight sets.
I just did.
He could potentially be up against Jakub Mensik.
Yeah, I mean, Mensik's there as well. He's potentially somebody who could do some damage, but he'd be the only other guy. I don't know. I just look at that draw compared to what we just looked at, and Zverev and Sinner have a pretty easier draw, and I think it's much more even in that middle bit there with Shelton and Felix as the third and fourth seeds, and I just think there's a lot more talent that has just ended up in there.
Okay, well, I just want to say.
Sorry,
I traded Zverev, therefore he's not going to play well this tournament. It's just the way it goes. I don't make the rules. Whatever I do, it just happens. All right.
It'll be Kaboli and Medvedev if they get that far. And it's like, if Medvedev's your challenge or Kaboli to get through to the semi, I'd take that over a bunch of the other guys. Within a 10, he doesn't play clay. He's in there. It's like you got a bunch of guys that are just... I don't know. On the clay court.
Yeah, look,
just my 2 cents.
10 is unproven. I'm not sure. I can't just say he's not good on clay because he's American. He's still a kid. I mean, we haven't seen him on clay, so he's got my eye out on him. I'm interested to see how he'd go. Definitely.
If you're skipping Monte Carlo, to me, you're just not interested. That's how I look at it.
Who knows? You never know. Don't know.
All right, we've heard my outlandish tip. I've gone Zverev to not drop a set till the semi. Tell you what, I'll just go Zverev to win the whole thing. How's that?
At this rate, you may as well.
I've gone all in now. I'll go Zverev to win the whole thing. I reckon somebody does the job for him on the top end. Somebody does him a favour. Maybe it's Ben Shelton. It won't be Ben Shelton. He's just got nightmares. Is it Ben Shelton who Sinner would play in the semi?
It'd be Musetti. It'd be Musetti.
No,
it would be Shelton. No, it'd be Musetti or Shelton. Sorry, yes.
Or Shelton, yeah. So
yeah.
I'm going to bet on Chris's theory that Musetti's 110% fully fit, back to his absolute best, and he has the tournament of his life and knocks off Sinner in the semi-final. Zverev can't beat Sinner. He needs somebody to do the job for him. Sinner can't. You can't just keep winning. Someone's going to have to knock you out.
Oh no, you can keep winning. You definitely can.
The quality's not there. It's like we've mentioned before, that top 10 currently is just nowhere near, light years away from those top 2, which is unfortunate, but stranger things can happen.
I joked
my pick
throughout the week, and I'm sure Chris saw it as well, that you got a part-timer who's number 4 in the world, who literally does not play, but still number 4. Nothing against him. He's obviously managing his body. Like, at his age, I get it totally. But the fact that he's number 4 in the world and he does not play, but when he does play, he goes deep. That's the funny part. It's just like, but can't be passed. Anyway, is what it is.
Is he? Is this his last year?
Don't know.
No word on that, Adrian. He wants to finish at the Olympics, was what I read, which would be 2028.
Yep.
Oof.
There you go.
He'll be 40.
He wants to win gold in 2028,
Jeez.
and you'd think that would be his sayonara farewell. So it's only 2 years away.
Well, I think with him not playing a lot this year, I feel like he's not playing as much this year compared to last year. If he was to go another year, what would happen with his ranking? He wouldn't be 4. Say this time next year, he wouldn't be 4th place. You wouldn't think so with the amount of tournaments he's playing. The issue is, like you said, Adam, when he plays, he goes deep. So
yeah, he just has to defend those points. So whatever points he earns this year,
he's got less points to defend next year because he's not playing. Adrian, your final thoughts on the men's side of things? Who's your tip to win, and what's your smoky tip, if you do have one? Who's someone we should keep an eye on?
Smoky tip is just a guess. I'm going to go Shelton Smoky. He'll come up against Fees, which I'd rather Fees win, but yeah, who really knows? I definitely don't think Zverev. I reckon Mensik will probably go further. Oh no, he's not playing too well. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Felix perhaps. Felix.
You're locking in Felix. Felix is your tip.
Lock in Felix.
I love Age's scattergun approach. He's gone from Shelton to Mensik to Felix in a matter of 12 seconds. It's fantastic. Felix to make a semi-final and potentially push Zverev for a finals appearance.
Yes. Who will then lose to Sinner in the final.
Obviously. Yes, we're all playing for second best. Chris, final thoughts on the men's side?
I'll just go for Musetti as a smoky. If I can't touch Fees or Shelton or now even Felix, I'll go Musetti. Let's go Musetti, just for the sake of someone different.
Respect.
All right. I like it. How did he go in Monte Carlo? Already forgotten.
I think I don't know. He lost to a good player. That's as much as I can tell you.
Lost to Fees in the quarterfinal.
Yep. Very good player.
He beat Chris.
He's a good player, that Fees.
He is. You get the other French Mute, Chris's mate, and Landelus in the round of 32. So you got a couple of wins under his belt. So Fees is, was he 7th or 8th, Chris, in the race to the finals? I saw after Fees.
Wow.
He's in that top 8. He's going to the finals, baby. The way he's going.
Speaking. He's hot.
And Chrissy will be there. Chrissy will be there. The way it is going.
I'll be there, mate. I'll be there. Just like, which one of you two spuds will I be taking with me?
Wait, where's the finals this year?
It's always in London.
Hasn't moved it to Saudi Arabia yet? Wasn't it Italy last year, or am I going stupid?
It was Rome, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in London. What are you talking about, Chris?
I don't know. I don't know why. I've always got London in my head. I don't know why.
Just because you're going to Europe in a few months.
Yep, weeks, baby.
Chris, you're dominating the ATP Fantasy League. At least you're dominating our league. You're 5th. You should be 1 if you haven't used your triple points yet. The teams above you have. I didn't have a question for you. I just more wanted to acknowledge
Thank you.
Your greatness so far and how good you're doing. Again, me and Age, we're not even going to mention us. We are splitting it up at the moment. I'm just having a look at your team.
Yeah, well, while you're looking at my team and just you're in absolute awe of it, I just want to say, though, it's just good to finally, or just good to, walk the walk. I've been talking a lot of smack, or just talking an absolute big game, from my team, and to actually live it up. And I've got to say, guys, like the past 2 weeks, this has been the best 2 weeks of my life. So I'm not sure how many more weeks I can go on. Let's just keep this fucking party rolling, eh, boys?
That is a wicked team, I've got to say. Yeah.
For those playing along at home, Chris has Sinner as his El Capitano double bonus. He's then got Caboli,
Double bubble.
Ben Shelton, Arthur Fees, Yao Fonseca. It's his 6-man lineup. Yoda, his first alternate or his first bench man, and then the guy presumably carrying the drinks, the towels, and everything in between, Stefanos Tsitsipas. Who's he got in the first round?
He's actually...
Kipson.
He does.
Tonight. So, congratulations to Kipson on his victory. First round victory here at Madrid. Get your speech ready. Everyone knows I've been anti-Tsitsipas since I watched him at the Australian Open this year. Absolutely playing like a potato, and he's proven me right. Chris, well done on your team so far. Let the good times continue. 1,500 points last week. Did you finish highest out of everybody?
Second. I was the second. If Zverev won, if Zverev won Munich, I probably would have won, but he bundled out in the semis. And I ended up selling him, actually. I sold him. I gave me a lot of salary, a lot more to spend on 2 players, and I ended up buying Shelton and Caboli, purely on the draw, for what's ahead of us at Madrid.
Yeah, you're going to look at the draw. What did you score for the week, Chris?
1,530 for the week.
I think. I don't want to burst your bubble, but I'm just having a look at Jose's league. He's got a lot of people. Top score was 2,372 for the week. They might have used their triples and stuff, I guess. So
yeah, that's the thing. I haven't touched anything. Haven't touched any of that yet. We'll see.
Yeah, the first team I clicked, he used his triple, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
But he would have finished 30th in that league, so not bad. Chris, Chris, I don't know. We've got a few more weeks to go of the play season swing. Adrian, anything you want to mention about your shambolic fantasy team?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Look, it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve. It's a learning curve, boys. I've learned the hard way with getting my switches done on time and looking at draws and just being proactive and looking ahead instead of just being an absolute spud. So that's it. The only way is up.
It looks good for this week. Your team looks fine. I think you've got the winner there in Zverev. Kasper Ruud won here last year. Demon's not going to go far.
No.
His wife to be is going to be out pretty early. She plays Coco Golf, I think, in her first round match. So in and out. It's very Caboli and Fees. It's pretty decent side. If Zverev wins, you're laughing. If Zverev wins, it's a masterstroke, Adrian, because everyone's going to have Sinner, myself included.
Well, yeah.
So you got to be different sometimes, don't you agree, Chris?
You got to go against the grain. It's don't be a sheep.
Don't be a sheep. And Adrian making an extra switch for the week as well, costing himself 50 points. So
That was definitely an error.
Doesn't even know the rules.
on the extra switch for the week.
I did the switches. I took out players instead of switching one at a time, and then just absolutely fudged me. Oh well.
We've got Sinner, Caboli, Rublev, Rude, Fees, Cerundolo, and I've benched Fonseca just based on his hard draw, thinking he might not be able to go far. So if he goes on and makes a semi-final and knocks off Sinner, I'm going to look like a real asshole. But that's my team for the week. Gents, we're at the 58-minute mark of the podcast. It is very late on a Thursday night. It's bedtime, past your bedtime for both of you. If we didn't have anything else, I think it's time for Battle of the Spots.
Yes.
This week, music improved.
It's coming. It's coming.
It's going.
It's on its way.
Today's edition of Battle of the Spuds, as I told you in our WhatsApp message yesterday, it will be the Madrid Masters. We're back to topical quiz formats, 6 multiple choice questions, and a who am I? Is the who am I even related? I can't really remember. I've got to check who I actually made my who am I. I don't even know if it's topical. We'll get to that later. And if you're playing along at home, remember, just open your chat boxes, open your comment section. I'm going to yell a question, A, B, C, or D. Just spam some letters. I will tally up your results and let you know how good or bad you did and how you compared to Spud 1 and Spud 2. The quiz, as I said, is the Madrid 1000 Masters. Adrian leads the 2026 Battle of the Spuds 6-5 after his emphatic victory last week. We played closest to the pin last week. If you didn't listen, go back and listen to it. It was fantastic. Adrian dominated closest to the pin. He knew everything, had all the facts, all the numbers. So let's see if Chris P can rebound from his 3-match losing streak in Battle of the Spuds. Gentlemen, open your chat boxes. Looking at you, Chris, because I can't see your chat box open.
It's open.
Oh, now it's
been open.
Fantastic. Oh, has it? Okay. Adrian's got his chat box open. He's organised. Adrian acting like a leader. Gentlemen, are we ready?
Acting is the key word.
Jeez, my pants are unzipped.
Alright. That's what I do to leaders, mate. Anyone who's winning, zip your pants. Question 1. In 2012, the Madrid Masters sparked massive controversy among players by changing its playing surface to what? A, green clay. B, blue clay. C, artificial turf. D, black hardcourt. 2012, the Madrid Masters sparked massive controversy among players, changing its playing surface to what? A, green clay. B, blue clay. C, artificial turf. D, black hardcourt. They've both locked in B, blue clay. They are both correct. The answer is B, blue clay. Tournament organisers introduced blue clay to make the ball more visible on television. The top players like Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic heavily criticised it for being too slippery and threatened to boycott the tournament if it ever returns.
You can't have Nadal boycotting. Change that quick, smart.
For your tournament. It's not good. If you got Nadal wants to boycott, you change it to whatever he wants.
Actually, don't mind it.
Start both on the board.
I don't mind
You didn't mind it?
I don't mind. Well, it's hard to see it on the red, on the red dirt. It's very hard. Anyway,
It is.
maybe if
From a
Feliciano
television
Lopez,
perspective, I get it.
Feliciano Lopez needs to get more spectators into the Madrid Masters, mate. Have you seen how many empty seats there are there? Insane.
I saw that Yoda match yesterday on centre court. It was like half full. We could have got a seat there.
Yeah, because
The
they're
age
all for
group
VIPs. Half the stadiums for VIPs and the prices are ridiculous. They need Craig Tiley there. Craig Tiley needs to fucking do a quick just trip there, fix it up, and then go to USA.
These big events,
One
they're
minute
not
we're-
for the people anymore.
1 minute we're bashing Tiley, next minute we're just praising, sucking him off. It's just can't keep up. I don't know whether to hate him or suck him off. I don't know what's going on, boys.
Doesn't know put up his pants or pull down his pants. He's lost. What am I doing?
Depends which one of the lads from Talkn Tennis rocks up. Oh, it's you, Adrian. Oh, okay.
It's Adrian, you keep your pants down if it's Adrian. You definitely keep your pants down. Question two. Yes, question two. Who holds the record for the most men's singles titles at the Madrid Masters? Is it A, Novak Djokovic, B, Roger Federer, C, Carlos Alcaraz, or D, Rafael Nadal? Who holds the record for the most men's singles titles at the Madrid Masters? A, Djokovic, B, Federer, C, Alcaraz, or D, Nadal? You've both locked in D. Yes. Adrian's reaction has to be D. Does it have to be D? It is D. You're both correct. It's Rafael Nadal. He is a 5-time winner here at Madrid. Djokovic is a 3-time winner, as is Federer. Alcaraz has won here twice. Pretty good so far, lads. Off to a good start. You're both on 2 points. Question 3. Compared to other major European clay tournaments like Monte Carlo and Rome, what makes the playing conditions in Madrid unique? A, it uses slightly heavier tennis balls. B, it's played at a higher altitude. C, the courts are heavily watered during play due to the climate. Or D, the clay is noticeably coarser, intentionally to slow down big servers. Absolutely botched that last question. It's late for me as well. A, it uses slightly heavier tennis balls. B, it is played at a higher altitude. C, the courts are heavily watered during play due to the climate. D, the clay is noticeably coarser to intentionally slow down big servers.
We're the new host.
I can't say noticeably.
There's a lot of things you can't say. You've been watching a lot of words lately.
Once.
Jeez. Go easy on our fearless host.
Say Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan. You're going back a few episodes if that's what you're pulling out.
That was last week. But anyway, what's the answer? What have we locked in?
You're both B. Locked in B. It's played at a high altitude, and you are both correct. It is B. Jeez, you've both done your homework this week. I shouldn't have given you the hint that it's going to be the Madrid Masters.
This must have been the impossible level. The infamous impossible. Adam's impossible is just fucking piss. Give it to the preppies, mate. The fucking whip it up. No worries.
Madrid sits at over 2,100 feet above sea level. The thinner air makes the ball fly faster through the air and bounce higher, which tends to favour aggressive players and big servers. Question 4 is... Yeah, it's not a good question based on previous discussion. Question 4. Which former Spanish tennis star is the current tournament director of the Madrid Open? A, David Ferrer. B, Feliciano Lopez. C, Carlos Moya. Or D, Tommy Robredo. The best part about this question was I just got to think of old Spanish players that I'd forgotten about, like Tommy Robredo. The answer, of course, is B, Feliciano Lopez. He is the tournament director, as Chris mentioned about 10 minutes ago, totally ruining my question. You are both 4 from 4, which makes this totally uninteresting for me.
This is unheard of, isn't it?
Not smart. This is unheard of. I've never seen you guys get 4 from 4. I need to lift my questions for next week. That's what I've taken from this. The last 2 questions are a little bit more difficult. Let's see how you go. 2 questions remain. Question 5. Who holds the record for the most women's singles title at the Madrid Open? A, Angelique Kerber. B, Simona Halep. C, Petra Kvitova. Or D, Iga Swiatek. A, Kerber. B, Halep. C, Kvitova. D, Swiatek. Who holds the record for the most women's singles titles at the Madrid Open?
This is a good question, this one.
It is.
Thank you. Ahead of myself. Chris has locked in B. Halep. Of course you have. It just goes for the big boobs.
Fucking Halep.
No.
It's Halep, bro. Fucking hell, man.
It's Halep. It's Halep in my book. Adrian has locked in C. Petra Kvitova. The answer, of course he's locked in Kvitova. The answer is C. Kvitova. She is a 3-time winner of this tournament, having won this event in 2011, 2015, and 2018. Adrian goes a perfect 5 from 5. Chris on 4 points with 1 question remaining.
Fun fact, before you get to your question, Halep needed a breast reduction before she did
I know
tennis.
this.
Oh,
I'm well aware.
That should have been your question. Anyway.
Everyone knows that. It's common knowledge. And I protested against it. I was out picketing in the streets at the time. Very
outside Dr. Snip's office.
Don't do it! She had very large...
What do we
breasts
want?
and
No reductions. When do we want it? Now.
Now. She ended up being a fantastic player, so those breasts were definitely holding her back. Question 6. The men's singles trophy at the Madrid Masters has a very distinct, non-traditional look. What does it closely resemble? A golden eagle. B, a silver tennis racket. C, a spiky golden staircase. Or D, a blue crystal globe.
I don't know. That's another tough one. I've never seen this trophy.
Zverev's holding it up in a week and a half's time. You can take a good look at it. Adrian has locked in D, a blue crystal globe. Chris has locked in A, a golden eagle. You're both incorrect. It's C, a spiky golden staircase. Trophy is famous for its unique and somewhat dangerous-looking spiky design. It actually features 96 solid gold miniature tennis rackets spiraling up a central column. So look it up in your spare time. So look it up in your spare time.
Okay, go on now.
This is
there it is. Jeez. It is very unique.
It's spare time. This is spare time.
I've got a few minutes, lads.
This is Adrian's 1 hour off for the week. Very good, very good. Adrian, you are lead 5-4 as we enter the Who Am I? What's your clue for Who Am I? Not topical. That's your clue. Didn't enter my Twitter feed, didn't come up. But is related somewhat to the Madrid Masters. That's your clue.
Okay.
I hope you like your clue.
Let's do it.
Chris not happy. Chris, you trial by 1. You need 2 to win, 1 to tie. Yeah. Playing along at home, just yell at your name really loudly if you think you know the answer. Say it out loud. Adrian will hear it. Maybe I'll hear it. Greg will definitely hear it. We'll let you know if we get 100%. It right or not. Who am I? For 5 points. I was born in Germany in 1988 and turned professional back in 2003 and spent years struggling on the tour and even contemplated quitting the sport entirely after a string of early defeats in 2011. However, that same year I had a massive breakthrough at the US Open, shocking the tennis world by reaching the semi-finals as the world number 92, becoming the first player ranked outside the top 50 to reach the US Open semis in over a decade. For 4 points, I was a left-handed player, widely feared on tour for my relentless grinding counter-punching style and my signature shot, an incredibly low, crouching forehand down the line. Beyond the regular tour, I proudly represented my country at the 2016 Rio Olympics, where I took home the silver medal in singles after a surprise loss to Monica Puig. For 3 points, the 2016 season was the absolute pinnacle of my career.
Adrian.
That year, I captured... Adrian, who am I?
Am I Kerber?
Sorry.
Kerber.
He wants the first name. He's been a prick.
No, I can't actually physically cannot hear you.
Kerber.
Angelique Kerber. Angelique Kerber.
I can't make out what you're saying. Angelique Kerber is correct, yes. I heard Chris, thank you. It was Angelique Kerber, that is correct. Came up in my questions from earlier.
Yeah.
Very good. Well got, Adrian.
I could not think of a male. I could not. I just had male. As soon as you said female, then it switched and I'm like, okay. And Kerber was fresh in my mind because it was mentioned in the questions.
Yes, she was a 2-time winner of this tournament, I want to say. 2-time? I should have written that down somewhere. I don't know if it's in the question. 2-time winner of this tournament, I'm pretty sure. She was on the honour roll a couple of times. Piqued my interest, so I thought, you can give me Who Am I for the week. Yes, 2016, she captured her first 2 Grand Slam titles, the Australian Open and the US Open, and reached the final Wimbledon. Beat Serena Williams that year. She was the oldest player in the WTA to reach world number 1 at age 28 for the very first time. Won 3 out of the 4 major tournaments as well, missing out only on the French Open. 2 of her major victories came against Serena Williams in the finals, as well as that emotional 2018 Wimbledon, where she beat Serena. So yes, Angelique Kerber, a blast from the past. Finished up
Nice.
2024, retired. Very good, Adrian. Good get.
Thanks, Chrissy, for the first name. The first name just escaped me.
All I could hear was like, I'm like, is he saying Kerber? I didn't want to go, oh yeah, you're right, it's Kerber.
Could you hear me,
like,
Chris?
Oh, it's something else.
I heard you fine, yeah.
Pretty sure I don't just being a cunt.
No, it actually wasn't for once. It was just I couldn't make out the exact words. Chris, were you close?
No, I had Kvitova in my mind. I knew she wasn't German. I knew she was left-handed though. Very similar forehand you mentioned. I'm like, who's the other fucking German? I'm like, I couldn't get it. And then, but when you met, I was thinking guys the entire time. I'm not even thinking about women.
Yeah, me too.
Unless it's Zeynep, and Rybakina. Then other than that, but nah, fucking hell, yeah. You got me.
Adrian, 4 in a row. I'm pretty sure that's all in the Who Am I's as well.
Yeah,
you're on a Who Am I roll.
Well, I was leading coming into the Who Am I, to be fair.
No, I'm saying like you've nailed every Who Am I going into it.
I choke at the big pressure times like this. I just absolute panic stations.
Girls is panic station.
Absolutely.
Panic stations. Like somebody in our Talkn Tennis league.
Yeah.
Paige, do you have any words you want to say to your legions from the US of A? Do you want to go over your fan mail as well that you got?
I will open up my fan mail. Huge week.
I get no correspondence. TalknTennis@gmail.com. Adrian gets all the correspondence. It's a real dictator on Instagram, so do share.
Just quick update on our US audience, and it's getting a bit out of hand, to be honest. So, Greg from Ohio. So word around is that he's actually, as we know from last week, he started to bring in his tennis racket. So he's upped it this week. He's now started to do some shadow swinging at work. Not playing, just rehearsing forehands in aisle 7 of the hardware store, just getting that good flow. Word on the street, he's also begun describing normal life situations in tennis terms. So he's apparently referred to a staff meeting as a real mental battle. Big milestone though. Yeah, he's tried to explain topspin to someone, and his description was, you just kind of brush it with intent. And that was his explanation. So they're Greg's developments. Derek's somehow become worse this week. So he's started skipping. As we know, he's the highlight king. He's even started skipping the highlights. He's just reading comments about the highlights and forming his opinions from that now. His top 5 ranked players have been based on who's the most locked in during changeovers. No tennis involved. His clay court swing, apparently, he's asked if clay courts, he has no idea. He just asked if they're dirty hard courts. And that was his comment. He asked me legitimately. That was his message on Insta. Are these just dirty hard courts? What is this? I just didn't respond. So, Greg, I mentioned this at the start of the pod, that there was some correspondence between the two.
Ooh,
antagonists here. Greg sent Derek. Greg's a bit fed up with Derek just watching highlights, and he sent a link to a full match to watch. And Derek replied after 3 minutes and said, "Watched it. Looked great." Greg asked him who won, and Derek didn't. Derek responded with, "I don't want spoilers." So Greg's furious with Derek at the moment. It's things might get a bit heated as the week goes on. We'll see how we go with the Madrid Open. We'll see what happens. It's just, yeah.
And just to clarify, is Greg from... Who's from Cincinnati? Is it Greg or Derek from Cincinnati? I know one of them from... Who's from Cincinnati?
Maybe Greg.
Greg was. I thought Greg
Yeah,
was,
Greg.
but he just said Greg was from Ohio. So I don't know if
Ohio.
he changes warehouses or whatever.
Maybe.
Yeah, he seems to
Maybe
be
he works interstate.
Yeah. And Derek's from Florida.
Okay.
Derek's
Yeah.
from Florida.
Yeah.
Late
So
breaking
it's-
news, lads. Sorry to cut you off, Adrian. Late breaking news. Elena Rybakina out first round, 6-3, 6-4.
Oh.
Tumbled out early.
Oh.
To my ESPN score box. So that's a big upset first up. 7th seed. Just waiting for Chris now to go see. The women are no good. But some good news. Belinda Bencic is through the 11th seed. Won in straight sets. So no shocks there. Just stallion. Apologies, Adrian. Was there anything else?
That's
on the
okay.
Adventures of Greg and Derek?
That's it at the moment. Just, shout out to Greg, who's putting in the reps. Derek, just consuming tennis exclusively through second-hand opinions, but it is what it is. Look forward to, hopefully we get a few more messages, not just from these two lads. Well, there are more, but these two just make the highlight reel for our pod.
Yeah, if you'd like to reach out, just reach out. Leave a comment in Spotify. Send us an email, talkntennis@gmail.com. Thoughts,
And
comments, feedback,
As
whatever
always,
you want.
you got to earn your serves, boys. Got to earn your serves.
Well said.
Sounds
What
like
are we
Greg
here
and
for?
Derek have earned their serves.
If you're not earning your serves, then I don't want to know you.
Should be the tagline of the podcast, I reckon. You have to earn your serve. You got to earn your serves.
Got to earn your serves.
I think we have a place for it. I think we'll definitely make note of it, and we'll copyright that shit.
I think so.
It's copyright worthy for sure. Chris, any parting words to your legions on X?
I don't think I have any legions on X, to be honest. I think my true legions are on the ATP Fantasy. I think that's where I'm probably making the most inroads. But yeah, just keep an eye out for Chris at Talkn Tennis at the ATP Fantasy, and I'll continue to do you guys proud there, and certainly not at the Who Am I's, because that's where I fuck shit up. But it's been a good pod as usual, and yeah, we'll check back next week.
We will check back next week. We'll be in the midst of the Madrid Open, so we'll see how our predictions fared. Thank you to everybody who had made it this far on the podcast. We appreciate your support. Don't forget to follow us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Buzzsprout, Firefox, MusicBee, and all the platforms you can think of, and the ones I just made up. Give us a follow, leave us a question or comment. We will catch you next week. Good evening and good night.